Thank you. Thank you. Asante. Shukrani sana. Asante sana. Thank you, madam.
Pele. Yeah. There is Medina Isaac from Mandera County. This is our gift. She'll be followed by. Let's clap for her. Murga Fasho is followed by our CEO, Secretary High Excellency American Excellency Alamito Jatani from Marsabit County. MHSiri from Baringo County, followed by Her Excellency Lilian Mutembei from Kimandi from Kembu County, from Nyandaro County. Thank you. Grace Carey from Nyandaro will be followed by again will be followed by Her Excellency Grace. Oh, she's already here. Oh, thank you. Dina Isaac from Madera, who will be followed by our CEO for today. Thank you for the indulgence.
Or people in the recovery centers, they are also doing this, be able to do something. So it's so therapeutic. You know, we are there as spouses, and sometimes we may not be very sure about our place, because you see, for the spouse that was elected, they actually know that their name was on the ballot paper, they went campaigning more than you, and they've been elected. And so you're also there, and you know that you're supposed to support this spouse. I want to say that God has given all of us a great opportunity to be able to support. And I must say that devolution is a great thing that happened in our nation. You can imagine if we did not have devolution, that would not have all of us seated here today. And even the work that God has enabled you to do, maybe you'll not be able to do because that governorship, that governor would not be there. But now you're there as a spouse, and God has given you the opportunity to be there. You may be thinking and wondering what you'd like to do even with the communities in your county. But I must say that it is not something out of the norm. It is the thing that you have always desired to do, and it is that problem that you see in society that you have always wanted to solve. I'm reminded of that day when I had gone to help my husband campaign in the year 1997 as a young girl, like some of you that are seated here today. I was only 27 years old, very green, very naive, small family, did not know what life was all about, and I'm here now, you know, in the campaign trail. And I meet these women that were just seated on the side of the road. And as I go to speak to them, not even knowing really what to tell them, you know, the way you have to think because you're not very sure. You know, something I've discovered about spouses is like we really have to check our words because you don't want to spoil for the person that is actually running for office, isn't it? And so, you know, I was trying to see what to tell them. I noticed this one woman that had a broad smile but did not have shoes. And I wondered, I asked myself several questions. How did she leave her house without shoes? Did she forget the shoes? Or is it that she doesn't have the shoes? And if she can come without shoes and look emaciated like she had not even had breakfast, what about her children? What about her husband? And quickly I got an inspiration in my heart. And I told myself, if God enables my husband to be elected member of parliament for Eldoret, not that time, I would like to come back and do something with these women. And I want to do something that is sustainable. So right there, I saw a need of women economic empowerment, of empowering this woman. And I thought in my heart, in my head, in my spirit, that if this woman had some little money in her pocket, she would buy shoes for herself. She would eat a good breakfast. She will take care of her children, and she will take care of her family and her husband. And I came praying, thinking, looking for sustainability, something that would be sustainable, and it took me 12 years. In the year 2009, a friend of mine walked to my office, and she told me about the concept of table banking. And that is what I took to the women of Eldoret North. Table banking, a concept that had been written by the then Poverty Eradication Commission. It was just lying in the shelves. It had been piloted in Gatanga and in Bondo, and it was left there. So I just picked a paper that was ready, took it to my village, started crisscrossing our constituency of Eldoret North, teaching women about financial inclusion, because we know that women are actually financially excluded. Thank God that it is now 15 years, and there is a lot of changes that is happening. And so that is how Joyful Women Organization was born on the 31st of August of 2009, under a tree. And we decided to call this organization Joyful Women. After that, one woman that did not have shoes, looked like had not had breakfast, but was very joyous and very joyful. And we said, we want to take this joy to every home. And how do we take this joy to every home? By putting money in the pockets of our women. As the first spouses, let's trust God to be able to do something in the counties that God has given us at such a time as this, to be able to change the life of somebody. It may not be the entire county, because I know some of those counties are very big in terms of landmass or even in terms of population, but do something that is going to change the life of someone. And so now that God has blessed me and my husband to be in this office, I would like just to suggest one or two things that we can do together, even as we continue to support the work that you do as first spouses. When I went to Kakamega during my birthday in November last year, I adopted the Kakamega Forest. Why Kakamega Forest? They say charity begins at home. I was born in Kakamega County many years ago. That is the place that I ate from, I drank from, I sheltered from. I went to school in Kakamega County, and so I decided to go and adopt 500 acres of Kakamega Forest, or 200 hectares of the Kakamega Forest. And we are going to be partnering with the First Lady of Kakamega County, my dear sister, and all of you, especially now that the rains have come. We are going to be planting trees. We are actually going to be launching that program, God willing, in the month of April. What am I trying to say? What about if you adopt a forest in your county? Take a minute to think about the forest in your county. Some of you are thinking, I don't think we have any forest. What about coming up with a forest in your county? Government is here to support us. We have the Kenya Forest Services, we have the Ministry of Environment, we have the Presidency, we have my office, and you can adopt and grow trees in a forest. Suppose we told ourselves as county spouses, first spouses, working with my office, let's put aside, even just to start with, 1 day in a year to do a cleanup exercise in our counties. And we support each other, you mobilize the people in your county, and we do that cleaning up exercise. Those are some of the ideas I'm thinking we can collaborate as one of the 5 C's in our office. Suppose we did an exchange of food to say that if I have food in Kisii County, if I have food in Nyamira County, I can mobilize families to give, even if it is just 1 branch of banana. And my sister from Nyamira County, you have a place where people can bring those bananas. And we look for logistics and transport, and we say we want to take those bananas to Marsabit. And my sister from Marsabit is there to receive the bananas and distribute to the people of Marsabit. Our sister from Nyandarua told us it's the county of potatoes. Suppose during the harvesting season of the potatoes, because some of it ends up going to waste, the people do the business to sell whatever they are selling. But there is that 10%, even in the church, that we give, that tithe, that you say, when I get my 100 containers, when I get my 10 containers, can I put one aside for somebody in Mandera, or somebody in Kajiado, or somebody in this particular place? The cabbages I had, I think again it was Nyandarua, that I had somebody say there were too many carrots and cabbages until they were giving to the cows. Supposing we give just a few to the cows, and the rest we decide to take them to Kitui. Our first spouse from Kirinyaga, I know Kirinyaga is one of the richest counties with all the horticulture products. Some of that, if people can bring it to a central location, and we decide to take it to another county, we build a collaboration. We build a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a first spouses collaboration and network to say that I will not sleep if my sister in Wajir is sleeping hungry. And so that is what I was thinking. The ones from Trans Nzoia, my sister, Mrs. Mutembei, and my sister, Mrs. B, with the maize there, because we have a lot of maize there. What about if you collect? People donate and bring a few sacks of maize during the harvest, put it in a go-down somewhere there, and during the time of need, we can actually take that food distribution to the place that is needed. I'm going to be supporting also the different programs that you have, because like I said, everybody has their calling. The speaker has told us that, we have this purpose that each one of us has in their hearts. In whatever you're doing, would like just to support your work and to say that we want to walk with you this journey. Even as we do the things that we do, even in our office here, we also want to really know what you're doing and be able to support. But one of the things, as the president has told us, let us plant and grow trees, because that is something that is affecting everybody. The issues of environment and climate change is a reality. And by growing these trees, we are actually going to be impacting generations to come. And before long, we will be able to see the impact of growing of the trees. The 15 billion trees. My office has actually said that we are going to be planting 500 million trees. That's 500 million trees. I'm so glad to hear about NYS. I'm so happy to hear about the military, and let's support one another to be able to plant these trees.
Your Excellency, as we listened to the programs done by Mama Doing Good, the environmental program in particular, there was a program we had with an organization which we were calling Taka ni Mali, which was introduced to the county first ladies, and the pilot project was done in 2 counties, which was Kajiado and Taita Taveta. Kajiado was able to pick it up very fast, and the county government was able even to purchase equipment for recycling. And just recently, at the Kitengela dam site, we can see how women have turned the whole, Her Excellency, she's not here and she's absent with apology, says we don't call it takataka ama uchafu, the mzigo, into money. So what they call the taka ni mali. They bring the mzigo to the dam site, it is recycled, and then it is sold, and different products come out of that. So it is doable, what you said in terms of partnership in the issues of environment. On tree planting, Your Excellency, the rallying call has been picked by all the first ladies, especially after our visit to Kakamega. And in most of our programs, when we go to the counties, we plant trees first before we do anything. Just recently, during the day of zero tolerance to FGM in my county, I was able to plant despite the drought, 350 trees in 4 different schools. So it is doable. All we are asking is how do we do it together, because so that we can provide the institutions with the relevant tanks so that they can be able to do that. Your Excellency, as I mentioned earlier, we are in this office by virtue of marriage. It was not a choice to be the county first spouse, but we want to walk through, we want to have to support, complement what our spouses are doing. And I take the 5 C's because we have convening powers at the county levels, just as you have convening powers at the national level. We want to convene, we want to connect, we want to collaborate, we want to catalyze, and we want to celebrate. And if not anything today, what we will be carrying from this room will be those 5 C's. We convene, we connect, we collaborate, we catalyze, and we celebrate each and every small achievement that will be done through our collective organization.
As spouses, I think you have a responsibility, a huge one, to support the people who have been elected. And I know sometimes that support takes all forms. You pray for them, you support them in many ways. And I just want to suggest 1 or 2. One of them is what First Lady from Marsabit has said. One of them is matters environment. I think we all agree that in the context of what we see in climate change and the effects of what changes in the environment, how it is affecting our country. The almost 4 consecutive years of underperformance of rain, the situation we have of drought, the almost famine situation that we are witnessing. We need to do something about that, and one of the things that we can do is to manage our environment. And one of the areas of managing our environment is to work on tree planting, managing waste, and making sure that we take care of our environment. I want to request you and ask you and implore you to support our environmental management initiative. So if you can take lead in managing the environment is a good thing, whether we have climate change or not. It becomes urgent and it becomes priority if we also have to manage matters to do with climate change. So my request to you is we will be working with many actors. We are putting together the strategy on how this is going to happen so that we can plant 15 billion trees in the next 10 years. I want to just tell you it's doable. I have seen many institutions are beginning to pick up their portion. The military, for example, wrote to me 3-4 days ago and said they are going to have to plant 500 million trees on their own. The National Youth Service have undertaken to plant 1 billion trees. So we are looking at counties. You know, what is it that the counties can do so that we can support them? We are going to shortly communicate to you what the strategy is so that we can better manage environment in our counties, in every part of our country. The moral aspect of our society. I think spouses can play a very big role, and they can give voice and they can amplify the discussion around matters that are affecting our society. Many of our children are hurting out of drug abuse and the whole of that moral space. I'm really requesting you as spouses of the most powerful people in our counties to bring your voice to bear so that we can address ourselves to what is happening to our children, deal with the effects of alcohol, drug abuse, and has been said here, FGM, and the whole of that space. So again, if we can work in a concerted manner to deal with that challenge, it would really bring a lot of value to what we are doing as a country. We are reforming the whole space around empowering women financially. I recently changed the manner of delivery of credit to women using our Women Enterprise Fund. I have in this budget the affirmative action finances by our women members of parliament. We have added 1 billion shillings to them so that they can reach more women. We have also increased financing out of the Women Enterprise Fund from 5 billion to 13 billion. We're going to, and we want to deliver that on a technology platform so that we eliminate bureaucracy, we eliminate having to know anybody, or we eliminate favoritism, so that we can use the experience built out of financial engagement by different women groups, by different women, to access credit to them so that they can become the players that they should be in our financial space. So again, I will welcome your participation, your contribution, your support, and your voice on especially women empowerment. And that can be done even by the male spouses. It's good for, I think it's amplified when men speak about women issues. I think it carries much more weight and carries a lot of legitimacy with it.